Everyone's waiting for the 2026 World Cup. Everyone's talking about France's firepower, Brazil's attacking brilliance, Argentina defending their crown. But there's one team nobody's mentioning, one team quietly building something that could shock the entire football world: Portugal. And here's the thing, this isn't blind faith or hopeless optimism. When you look at the actual evidence, the squad they're assembling, the evolution they've undergone, Portugal might be the most dangerous team nobody's watching. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the chances might just be on Portugal to lift that trophy. And trust me, the reasons are more convincing than you think. Let's get into it. For 20 years, Portugal had one strategy: give the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo and pray he does something magical. Euro 2004, World Cup 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018. Different tournaments, same story. Ronaldo creates, Ronaldo scores, and when he doesn't, Portugal goes home. The squad was thin, the bench was weak. That Portugal is gone. What we're seeing now is a complete transformation. This isn't a one-man team anymore. This is a squad with genuine world-class talent in almost every single position. Let's start in midfield because this is where Portugal used to struggle. Now, they're stacked. Vitinha, just 24 years old, and he's already controlling Champions League games for PSG like he's been doing it for a decade. His vision, his composure under pressure, his ability to dictate tempo against Europe's best, this kid is special. Then you've got João Neves, 20 years old, 20, and he's playing with the intelligence and maturity of a midfielder who's won everything. When Portugal needed composure in big games, he delivered. He doesn't play like a youngster. He plays like a veteran. Bernardo Silva, we already know what he brings. One of the most technically gifted players on the planet. A winner at Manchester City. He makes everyone around him better. Bruno Fernandes. Creativity, leadership, goals from midfield. He's carried Manchester United for years. Now imagine him with actually elite players around him. That's 4 world-class midfielders. And we haven't even mentioned Ruben Neves yet. Now let's talk defense. Nuno Mendes. Arguably the best left-back in the world right now. Rapid, aggressive, defensively solid. In the Nations League final, he completely neutralized Lamine Yamal, one of the most exciting young wingers on the planet. That wasn't luck, that was dominance. At right back, they can choose between Diogo Dalot or João Cancelo, and then up front, Rafael Leão, one of the fastest, most explosive wingers in football. Defenders are terrified of him. Pedro Neto, tearing up the Premier League with Chelsea. João Felix, career just revived at Al Nassr. This isn't the Portugal of 2016 where the bench was a massive drop-off. This is a squad with depth that rivals France, Brazil, anyone. If a starter gets injured or has a bad game, the replacement is still world-class. Portugal finally has what they've been missing for decades: options, depth, quality all over the pitch. Here's what separates Portugal from teams like England or Belgium, who always underperform. Portugal actually delivers when it matters. Euro 2016. They scraped through the group stage without winning a single game. People mocked them, called them lucky. Then what happened? They beat Poland on penalties, destroyed Wales in the semi-final, and in the final against France, in Paris, Eder scored one of the most iconic goals in tournament history. That wasn't luck. That was a team that refused to quit. Fast forward to 2019. Portugal becomes the first ever Nations League champions, beating a Netherlands team with Virgil van Dijk, Frenkie de Jong, Matthijs de Ligt, elite players, and Portugal still found a way. Then just recently they did it again, beat Spain in another Nations League final. These aren't friendlies, these are real trophies, real pressure situations. Portugal has something most teams don't: experience winning knockout tournaments. They've felt the pressure, survived the nerves, and come out on top. When it gets tight in a World Cup quarterfinal or semi-final, that experience matters. They're not England, who haven't won anything in 60 years. They're not Belgium, who choked in their golden generation. Portugal knows what it takes to go all the way, and now they have the squad to do it on the biggest stage. Let's talk about the coach because this is huge. Roberto Martinez gets criticized sometimes, but let's look at the facts. In 2018, he took Belgium's golden generation to a World Cup semi-final. On the way there, they beat Brazil. He knows how to handle pressure. He knows how to manage big egos and world-class talent. But here's the difference. Belgium's squad wasn't great. With Portugal, Martinez has better options, better balance, better depth. And tactically, he's shown he can adapt. Against possession-heavy teams like Spain, he can set Portugal up to sit deep, stay compact, and hit on the counter with Leão's pace. Against defensive teams, he can control the game with Bernardo and Vitinha pulling the strings. Since Martinez took over, Portugal has looked sharper, more organized, more confident. They're not just relying on individual brilliance anymore. There's a clear system, a clear identity. If this squad is the engine, Martinez is the driver who can navigate them through the chaos of a World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo will be 41 years old at the 2026 World Cup. And yes, he's not the player he was 10 years ago. But here's the thing, his role has changed, and it might be more powerful than ever. This is the one trophy missing from his legendary career: 5 Champions Leagues, multiple league titles, the Euros, the Nations League, but never the World Cup. This is his final mission, his last chance. Even if he's not starting every match, his presence alone changes everything. Young players like Juan Neves, Vitinha, Nuno Mendes, they grew up idolizing Ronaldo. They'll run through brick walls knowing they could help him achieve his ultimate dream. And let's not pretend he's finished. He can still deliver in clutch moments. A header from a corner, a penalty in a shootout, a free kick when the game's on the line. Martinez will use him smartly, as a leader, as a motivator. This isn't about Ronaldo carrying Portugal anymore. It's about him being the final piece of a world-class puzzle, the emotional spark that pushes everyone to give just a little bit more. Now let's address the elephant in the room. What about France, Brazil, Argentina? France, on paper, terrifying. But by 2026, their core is aging. Griezmann will be 35. Giroud's already retired. And we've seen France implode before. There's always drama. Brazil, incredible attackers, sure. But their defense has been shaky for years, and they haven't won a World Cup in over 20 years. There's pressure building. Argentina, the defending champions. But Messi will be 39. Can they recreate that magic without him at his peak? And honestly, their squad depth doesn't match Portugal's. Spain, fantastic midfield, but they're still searching for a reliable goal scorer. That's been their weakness for years. Germany, England, same old story. Talented but inconsistent when it matters most. Portugal, they're balanced. No over-reliance on one player, no glaring weaknesses, just a complete hungry squad with something to prove. So, can Portugal actually win the 2026 World Cup? Yes, absolutely yes. They've got depth at every position. They are better than ever. A golden generation entering their prime. A coach who knows how to win big games. Ronaldo's final mission, adding emotional fuel, and the perfect underdog mentality. While the world watches France, Brazil, and Argentina, Portugal is preparing to shock everyone. Mark my words, don't be surprised when you see Portugal lifting that trophy in 2026. What do you think? Can they pull it off? Drop your predictions in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe for more football content. Thanks for watching.